Oh, Microsoft, what are we gonna do with you? I really don't think there's much that needs to be said about the current state of Xbox One. We are about 4.5 years into this generation of home consoles, and it is no secret that the platform just isn't doing so hot, with the main culprit being the lack of compelling exclusive titles. While few will argue that the Xbox One X in particular is a fantastic piece of hardware that offers a lot of power as the most powerful console ever made, none of that really matters without a library of assorted games to take advantage of that power. One look at 2018 should give you a pretty good idea of how dire things are for the platform. The only exclusives we know for certain are coming out this year as of the publishing of this video are the already released Sea of Thieves and State of Decay 2, as well as the upcoming Crackdown 3. The former two were arguably underwhelming titles, certainly not absolute must-owns at the very least, and while Crackdown 3 could be a fun game, it's hardly the kind of title that will push console sales in droves. PlayStation 4, on the other hand, has already released the critically acclaimed God of War and the well-received Detroit Become Human, and it's still got console sellers like Last of Us Part 2, Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima, and Death Stranding, among many others, in the pipeline between 2018 and 2019. Let's be real here, Sony's on a roll with their constant stream of high-quality titles, and PS4 sales results speak for themselves, whereas Microsoft has hit a bump in the road. I wish I could tell you that things are looking up for Xbox One, but its future only seems more grim, with a recent report by Kotaku editor Jason Schreier suggesting that Crackdown 3, the only remaining Xbox One exclusive we currently officially know of, may have been delayed once again. Apparently, the game is now slated for a 2019 release, and this is information that Jason got from two of his sources who are familiar with the game's release plans. Do keep in mind that Jason has an excellent track record of accurate leaks and reports. As an example, it was Jason who reported that Anthem would be delayed to early 2019 before EA officially confirmed this days later. Suffice to say that if Jason reports that something's been delayed, chances are that he's right. In his latest article, Jason also summarized the troubled development history of Crackdown 3, noting how the game was first announced back in E3 2014 before it was delayed early last year to be released on November 7th, 2017 in conjunction with the release of Xbox One X, and according to Jason's sources, how a polarized reaction from the game's E3 2017 showcase caused further delays to spring 2018, and now the game is sitting at a 2019 launch window. The sources also added that with Crackdown 3, Microsoft hopes to give the development team the time it needs to avoid another disaster, and that they also don't intend to have Crackdown 3 compete with Red Dead Redemption 2 by releasing in fall 2017. So where does this leave Microsoft right now? Well, on the one hand, I'll give them credit for delaying the game to ensure it does ship in the best state possible. Few things are more frustrating than a game shipping in a half-baked state for the sake of meeting quarterly investor schedules and whatnot. On the other hand, as of the publishing of this video, Crackdown 3's delay does mean that there are no longer any compelling, officially confirmed exclusives in the pipeline that we currently know of. There were Xbox One exclusive games like Scalebound, Fable, Legends, and a remake of Phantom Dust in development, but these were all projects that Microsoft bafflingly decided to pull the plug on out of the blue. They did manage to release Sea of Thieves and State of Decay 2, but neither title had the critical or commercial impact that the publisher was hoping for to drive Xbox One sales and give it that oomph it so desperately needs. So what we have is a console with very little to look forward to that will make it stand out from the competition as we enter the second half of 2018. Granted, a lot could change if Microsoft, by some miracle, ends up pulling together a killer E3 2018 press conference. If they can use that opportunity to reveal a slew of irresistible exclusive games that will release at a consistent pace throughout 2018 and 2019, Microsoft could manage to give Xbox One last hurrah before we transition into next-gen in the not-so-distant future. I think it's safe to say that no company has more riding on their E3 2018 performance than Microsoft. How Xbox One fares through what few years remain of current gen is, I believe, entirely riding on what the publisher has to showcase at this year's pivotal event. It's also my belief that if the publisher intends to impress, they're going to need more than the usual Forzas, Halos, and Gears of Wars. Not that I have anything against those video game series, but these familiar franchises no longer have the gravitas they once used to. They need to pair the familiar with something different, fresh, unexpected, and risky that will really pull some attention and round out their upcoming selection of games. I suppose we'll find out if Microsoft can make a much-needed comeback in just a couple days on June 10th at 4 p.m. Eastern or 1 p.m. Pacific when they take the stage. I wish them the best of luck, but I will admit that it is a little difficult to feel optimistic for them at the moment. Sony has already confirmed with confidence that they'll be focusing on giving us a deep dive into 4 major upcoming PlayStation exclusives at the event: Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man, and The Last of Us Part 2, which has already generated a ton of hype. Microsoft, on the other hand, has been very quiet about their intentions, and that's done very little to elevate anticipation. But hey, you never know, this could be the calm before the storm. Maybe from that silence, they'll strike in ways that we never expected. That's the hope, at least. These are just one man's thoughts and opinions anyway. I'd love to hear what your expectations are of Microsoft's E3 2018 press conference in the comments below. With that, I would like to end this news update. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoy my content and would like to support this channel, consider donating on Patreon. And to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Yong Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Yong out.